Welcome to Forever Exiled. I'm Justin, AK Tags.
And I'm Tyler, Wrecker of Days.
Episode 306.
Good job. I didn't get rid of it. Did you see it disappear?
Yeah, as I was looking, I'm like, whoops.
I'm like, oh shoot, he's going to read the wrong episode number. So I'm like,
Episode
delete.
306. I knew from the get-go.
I don't delete them. I archive them.
Of course. We have an archive of everything. Episode 306, here we are. Forever Exiled. Big shout out to our patrons. Thanks everybody who resubbed up this week. Patreon gets you access to After Dark. It's our podcast after the podcast where we just keep going. We appreciate it. All our boosters, everybody who supports the podcast, thank you so much. And everybody who listens. And also hits that 5-star.
Hits the high star?
Hits the high star. Hits the 5-star.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice English. Speaking like my family.
Rude. I don't know why, but things are weird.
Intentionally like mumble or slur their words together just so I can't understand them. I think they're like trying to start this family of 3 and just slowly start excluding me, but making it so that I'm the resentful one, not them.
So it feels like it's your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Obviously. I can't tell if things sound weird because of just Discord or if there's something off with one of our mics. All right, cool. How's your week? Oh, good. Yeah, just nope, still plugged in.
Well, I don't know. He said it sounded weird, so
it does.
I mean, it's always on your end,
but your levels look fine to you,
sure
so that's good.
That's good.
As long as your levels look good to you.
Just get better GBs. Just get better GBs. I had a fine week. I was pretty low key. We had rain. What?
I know, like apparently a lot.
Today too. But no, things are good, man. Things are good. It's been honestly just a low key, nothing happened week. Going to the rec center with the kids. Well, I'm watching them swim, but whatever.
Cool.
It's just one of those things. Taking them out, having a good time, trying to make the best of the summer. They're going to be going to, my wife is taking the kids to her parents' place.
Don't worry, Chris, I got
my wife. But I'm not going to go.
Nice.
Good opportunity for the kids and my wife to just spend some good time together.
Vacation from their problem.
Exactly. But no, like I'm the stay-at-home parent, so it'd be good for them to hang out without me because I'm always around. So
cool. That'll be fun. That's this week they're going?
Yeah. They leave today.
Nice.
Aaron's getting off work a little bit early, and then the kids will be
hopefully they have nice weather for the drive.
I think it'll be pouring rain, but after that'll be good.
Oh, that's good.
They're going to the only desert in Canada. They'll be fine.
Cool.
So yeah, no, but it's been a low-key week. Like there's honestly been almost nothing to chat about. The moles or voles, I don't even know which one they are. They're all the same to me. All they do is dig up my lawn. They're crazy this year.
You're still having problems with them, eh?
Oh, I do every year. It's why I'm
get that
don't want to put a lot of effort into the lawn. Like I just want it to do its own thing. But like I should take a picture for you. It's pretty nuts.
Really?
It's I think there's maybe like 20 holes now in the back, just big mounds that I have to
Oliver to go pee on them.
I could.
I don't know if human pee does the same, but I know you can buy like some type of pee that does it.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Like, let's say you have like a mole problem or something, and it's like, I'm going to make some money off of this. I'm going to collect their urine. I'm tired of them peeing all over the place, so I'm going to collect it. And then somehow it's
works.
Well, it's like it's useful for something somewhere else. So you start a mole pee company. Anyway.
And you're allowed to sell it.
Sweet. So anyway, good times. No, things are good. But it's Formula One dead time, right? It's the summer break. And so it's like,
right.
But at least the CFL's on. So things are good. And the Blue Jays, top of the league.
Baseball.
Yeah. You did it, Just. You did it. Sports, man. Anyway, no, man, things are good. How about you? How was your week? I mean, sorry about
my week
yesterday.
Was bleh. I had Monday was good. We got up in the morning, get out of the shower, and our bathroom upstairs, we have really nice windows because it's in the top floor of the house, so it's got a really nice view of like mountains and stuff. But I get out of the shower and I look out the window, and because of where we're situated on our hill, we kind of have there's 3 windows that overlook it. And so we have those up down shades where you can like move them up from the bottom, but you can also move them down from the top. And we bought those purposefully so that we could have them where there was just a little bit open at the top, so you could still see the mountains without having people's windows from. There's a couple houses. There's one house that could potentially see in, so we sort of tier them down so that you can still see out into the mountains, but you're not having somebody stare straight into your house. Get out of the shower and I look out the window and I'm like, that's a drone. There's like a drone probably 50 feet, 60 feet from our window, pointed towards the window. So I'm like, I look at it and Christina's getting ready for work and I'm like, that's a drone. And I grab my phone to take a picture, and no joke, as soon as I start pointing the phone towards the drone like takes off. So somebody's got some sweet shots of me. But
for littledicks.com.
Yep. Yeah. Front and center.
No,
Front
sorry,
and
Little
center.
Dinks. Shoot.
Yeah. So close.
That's an After Dark promo right there.
Yeah.
I think we've covered multiple times the difference between dicks and dinks.
We have. Yeah. If you want to know all about
Justin's
it,
the spokesperson for dinks.
patreon.com/foreverexiled. I was trying to remember it in my head. Anyway, so Monday like started well.
That's weird though.
Yeah,
the drone thing. It's probably like just some team that's like being sneaky, and then they're like,
I'm sure
they shoot.
They probably never even were looking at our window. I'm sure it just was by chance. Because the fact is, from a drone, from what you see on the screen, you'd have to be pretty close to the window to see. So I did adjust it so now it's a little bit higher up, which is unfortunate because I do like the mountains. But I always wondered if that could potentially be a problem if people start flying drones in the area. But I also don't care. I couldn't care less. But I know Christina doesn't want it, so we keep that for our OnlyFans. So, she would hate that. Anyway, Monday.
Joke? It wasn't a very good one.
No, the OnlyFans. If she found out that I was selling feet pic.
Oh, I thought you guys were together on it. Goodness me, you're
we
missing
wanted to
it
make
on
money,
all.
Ty. We want to make money. Not keeping me in there. So anyway, Monday was good. It's funny. I went to my office. I was talking with our HR lady, and her husband has similar back problems, but they're about 15 years older than us, and his back over time just fused naturally, which is brutal. So he has back problems, and so she was telling me about it, and he won't take drugs. And I had a previously bad week, so I was talking to her about that, and she said, we were talking about topicals. Like I said, well, what about like a CBD topical just to try and help relieve of the pain a little bit, and you can get some with THC. So she and she's a very church going lady, but she's very open to it, but she didn't want to go into the stores to buy one. So I went bought one for myself, bought one for her. And then Tuesday morning, got up, started my day, and went to lift my arm up and twist left at one point, and my back just went out. Like, couldn't walk, couldn't breathe. And that's how I spent my week. Heavily drugged, trying to get through this week. And so that's where I'm at right now. Like, this is probably the first or second time I've sat in this chair, going to sit in this chair for longer than 20 minutes all week long.
Can you stand and do the podcast?
I can, but I could, but I haven't made sure my desk is all set up since I rearranged it to stand. But so yeah, my week has been trying to work from the couch and being relatively drugged. Thankfully, our family that was going to come this week today and spend the weekend here, he sent me a text on like Saturday maybe last week, and he's like, "Hey, I don't think we're going to come out." I go, "Okay, cool. Thanks for the heads up." But it was good. It's good that they came. Oh, and then I got a call that they were canceling my epidural, which was awesome. Some scheduling conflict thing. They couldn't get me in on. I was supposed to be in there yesterday for my epidural. That got canceled. Originally, they were like, well, we can get you in on. And then it was like 3 weeks from now. I'm like, nope. I don't care what you do. I need to get in there sooner. So they call me back a couple days later. I'm going in currently Thursday next week. And then the following Thursday is my meeting with the neurosurgeon.
Which you're still going to be under the influence of your epidural. And so then it's going to be like, oh, you don't need this. You're fine.
I'm going in there and I don't even care if I have to lie. I'm going to. I am not.
No, seriously, my toes are falling off. That's how bad my back pain is.
It's funny. I went to I got the pain happened on Tuesday and I thought, fuck me. Hopefully this doesn't last very long. Christina's like, you should go see somebody. I'm like, nah, take some drugs. I'll sleep it off, be fine in the morning, wake up Wednesday, just brutal Wednesday morning. So I couldn't sleep at all. I got up at 5:30 and then waited for my place to open and called them up to try and go in and see a kinesiologist and get them to do some work and adjustments on it. And my guy wasn't there. So I'm like, was there anybody? Like, I'll come in this morning. They're like, yeah, the other guy's working. I'm like, okay, I'll come see him. So it's the first time I've seen him, and I'm talking to him, explaining my situation. So he's going to start doing some work. He's like, do you have any numbness? And I was like, oh yeah. And he stopped. I think I scared him a little bit because he's like, well, where? Because he was nervous to like start working. I'm like, it was just funny because it kind of caught him off guard.
It's like the genie flying the magic carpet. Here, everywhere.
Yeah. So anyway, you know what? It wasn't a great week. I did not feel very good this week. And, but otherwise stuff was fine. My kids had a great week. They hung out. Logan did a lot of working. I took him to the bank on Tuesday. I drugged myself. I was like, buddy, you got to let some of this stuff kick in and then we'll go, because he's now working. So we wanted to get him all set up with his, make sure his banks, he's had an account and he still has the same account it's under one of the sub accounts under mine, but we wanted to give him access to it and his own bank card. So
yeah, he's a big kid now.
That. He loved that. Yeah, he's a big kid with restrictions, but he's good. Funny. He's learning how to save some money and he's doing well. So then my girls had a blast. So yeah, they're
funny because the bank that we go to doesn't have kid accounts. So we just had to set them up with an adult account, and they just don't get charged fees for having under a certain amount until they get to a certain age.
That might be the same as ours.
And it's a major bank too. It's infuriating.
Credit union or bank?
Like I have to log in as my kids just to see what their situation is.
Get out, really?
There's like zero anything.
Wow,
so like when
weird.
when my kids do the newspaper route,
yeah,
we get paid. I have to transfer them money like I'm paying a bill. Like how I would transfer you money. But because they don't have email accounts, I can't e-transfer. So I actually have to like pay a bill to each of my kids.
Oh,
and if I want to see how much money they have in their account, hey dad, can I get this? I have to log in as them.
Why? That is bizarre.
Huh. Maybe that's what happens when my spouse goes to set up the bank accounts. I don't know. That's just a dig. But I was really surprised when Erin came home and those were the like she wasn't even given options.
Ours
made me want to switch.
Like they're called junior accounts or something, and so they are relationships underneath my bank. So whenever I need to, I can just like transfer money internally between my accounts, and they have their names for their accounts. And then with this one, what I was able to do is just set up an additional, because he had a savings account. So then we just set up a checkings under his little relationship and then gave him access so that when he goes into the bank, and we did the same with Ethan, when he goes into the banking app, he can log in and it gives him access to his part of the relationship. He can't see any of my stuff, but I can still see all of his stuff. That for me is just a safety thing.
I love that terminology.
That's what they
Justin, use. Welcome to the family. This credit union family.
We're
all about relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah. It's so true.
Welcome, Justin.
So he's very pumped to have his little bank account, and he's making good money, and we're teaching him how to save forcefully. And yeah, no, it's good. That part was really cool. It's fun to see him sort of do his thing. And then when he worked, he got to use his bank card for his lunch. And I was like, yeah, you just worked an hour to eat lunch. Maybe you should think about making a lunch and taking the free food that I provide you at our house instead.
No way, man.
No way, man.
Swipe that
right.
card.
Yeah, exactly. So that's definitely what he likes, the tapping.
You remember your Subway days.
Oh yeah, I ate it all the time.
It also
used to cost like $5.
Yes, it did. Funny enough, so when I went to the and the person that was helping us out was absolutely phenomenal. But when you and I went to LA, they screwed up my strict dietary restrictions, like my allergies and stuff, and they didn't have any of them there, and there was nothing for me to eat there. And fortunately, with the exception of what the States includes in their food versus the ingredients that Canada includes in their food, I was able to eat at Subway. We were able to order it in. And
can you not eat in Subway in Canada? Is it different?
No, but actually recently they changed their steak.
Oh.
They improved it. I used to not be able to have their steak because it was loaded with wheat, but now I can. It is now wheat free. But the point is that those Subway bowls that they have, they're $12. There's nowhere else on the planet I can order something for around $10.
Yeah.
There's not. Like if I go to one of the taco places close by, it's like $15.
Oh, yeah,
that's half
for sure.
a meal.
Mm-hmm.
So then I have to get another 3 tacos.
Oh, you sound like
And
Logan.
then
Because
$30 later.
I told him, I'm like, go to the pizza place. You can buy pizza for like $2 or $3 a slice. So he did it one day and he had 2 slices. He's like, I just wasn't full. I'm like, those pizza slices are as big as your hand. They're huge. But
yeah, except what he eats doesn't show.
No, he's 15. He's got a metabolism of, it's insane.
Yeah. I was watching, and I don't actually normally do this, though I do love to laugh on occasion. Rarely.
Wouldn't know.
When I do, let me tell you, it's good. But anyway, there's this comedian that was saying like, old guy jokes now, right? Because that's where we're at. And it was a joke around the idea of like, now I think I'd prefer a 6-pack of cookies instead of 6-pack of abs. You know what I mean? Like when given the choice and you're thinking about the decision, it's like, you know what? Screw that. I'm just going for the cookies. Just give me more cookies.
It was funny because when you get your bank card, you have to do the first one without tap to activate tap. So you got to do the first purchase, like putting the card in and doing your whole thing. Listening to that kid talk to me about his complaint about like, yeah, but I have to do, like I had to pick which bank account I wanted to use. And then I had to like type the stuff. Oh my God, you guys, you freaking kids, man. It's so easy now. You just tap everything. The idea that he had to put in his card, click checking and type his number was almost like it was too much. Like, this is ridiculous. He's like, well, why do I have to pick checking and saving? I'm only allowed to spend out of my checking. I'm like, well, but you could have a savings if you wanted to, but it costs you more money to pay out of that. He's like, well, then why doesn't it just go to my checking? I'm like, I don't know. Because it's been like that forever. Like, click the button.
Because Moneris doesn't care about your banking arrangement.
No. Anyway, yeah. So I'm hopeful for next week, and I'm
looking forward to it.
I didn't get to do anything else besides, like, I did work. I had meetings that I still had to deal with, but I didn't get to do any. We watched some of The Wire. We're still working our way through The Wire. Also, remember the shit that is in The Wire a lot. It's not like it's a one time, because at first I was waiting for like that one moment and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of little ones that are happening, but it happens all through it. Well, in an episode in season, whatever we're in, 3 or 4, maybe, that's got to be the one that did it, because it wasn't even the guy that was in the GIF that you, BK, and I were laughing at. It's a different character, but he does the longest, deepest, like, shit. I was like, oh, that's gotta be the one. And
is it done in a humorous way? Like,
yeah,
is that the character, or is it kind of serious?
Oh, he's in trouble, and he's realizing he's in trouble, and so that's his response.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, this little Weasley guy.
Weasley.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hang on a second. Don't do anything. Don't click on anything. Don't look at anything. Just a moment, please. Hey. All right, Justin.
What? Now can I do stuff?
This week
in PoE.
Well, there wasn't anything. There was gauntlet stats. There's a reminder about the boss rush event. And then there was a reminder. So it was all like reminders, right? Here's some statistics about the gauntlet. Here's a boss rush event. Just a reminder. That's what we're doing. And then the reminder that Darth Microtransaction interviewed some people from GGG. So all old stuff, all reminders, with the exception of one thing. Justin, can you please go to pathofexile2.com?
I saw a post on our Discord this morning.
Shut it and go to the website you're supposed to go to.
2.com?
Yes, 2.
All right. Well, I never know.
Nobody cares about Path of Exile. Pardon?
I never know which one. The Third Edict comes out. Oh, live review in 5 days, 2 hours, 38 minutes, 0 seconds.
They did something.
Yeah, they changed it. Good for them.
On their Path of Exile 2 website. It was like, that's great. Wait, where'd you read the edict thing? That's not on that website.
Yes, it is. Right at the very top of pathofexile2.com. The Third Edict. It's literally the whole banner at the top of this page.
Mine doesn't have that.
What? What do you have?
I'll show you. That's no way. Really? Here, hang on. Are you at pathofexile2.com/home?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Let me show you this. This is what I have at the top of my screen. This is going to be great, Justin.
I don't understand how it could possibly be different.
I don't either. I'm sending it to you in Discord.
All right.
That's good stuff right here, people. You're welcome.
I don't understand how you would have some different, though.
I don't care if we understand it. I'm just showing you what I have.
What? Do you have something blocking fun on your...
I don't have any blocking. Justin, I do not block fun.
Let me just show you what's on mine, because I'm pretty sure what I see is what everybody sees.
Justin, you don't even have the right GBs.
Yeah, well, my computer doesn't say fun.
I log in. Do you need to learn how to do screenshots or something? What's taking so long?
Buddy, I just did it way faster than you, so don't be a dink. Upload file. Tyler sucks.
Wow, that couldn't have taken any longer. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why yours would have that not there. You don't even have yours saying the live reveal part.
No.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah, but we can get to that in a sec. Interesting. So click find out more on the website.
Yeah, obviously you're going back to Path of Exile.
Oh, I didn't even realize it took me back to the original Path of Exile 1's website.
Of course it does.
Oh, man, that must have been a lot of work. A lot of work to change the Path of Exile 2 website.
They're not at that point yet.
Ever in my life going to care what the reasons are that the Path of Exile 2 website's so minimal.
Well, the reason that it's so weird is because there's not even like a link back to the Path of Exile 2 website from here. So like once you're here, it's like you're not even getting back.
So anyway, sorry, people, we didn't mean to distract. So I went to Path of Exile 2's website, and
what are we distracting from?
Hey, and congratulations to GGG, but they updated their website with the recent reveal that happened this week for Path of Exile 2's upcoming live reveal. Announcement. Right. The announcement of the announcement, which we all love about them. But the funny thing is so when we go to Path of Exile 2, on my screen, all it has is the top banner, home, Dawn of the Hunt, game, community, trade, the little drop-down menus and shop, right? Path of Exile 2's logo is right in the middle of that. Right underneath that, all there is a countdown that says 5 days, 2.5 hours, whatever, and it's live counter. Underneath, big red button that says find out more, and you can click it, and then that's where I was making fun that it takes you back to Path of Exile's website. But all it is a counter. It shows nothing. So I was going to congratulate them on actually updating their website on time, like in conjunction with the announcement that they came out with yesterday. But then, of course, it doesn't say what it is. But funny enough, for some reason, on Justin's screen, it does say what it's
just
for.
Out of curiosity, if you load the site on incognito, do you still get the same thing?
Interesting. Let's see. No, I get the Third Edict.
I wonder if you have some extension that's blocking it then.
I don't run extensions, though.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, because that seems like an extension, like a fun blocker, I'm sure is what you call it. Because that is odd for it to show there and not on your main one. I can't think of like some cookie or something setting for the site that would stop that from happening. It's odd.
Huh.
But it does look cool.
I have nothing, man.
That's so bizarre.
Like Google Docs dark mode, Google Translate, malware bytes, browser guard, which I just turned off to try.
Yeah, I don't know. That's odd. But anyway, that is cool.
Anyway, but Justin's got this big edict going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I just turned off all my extensions, and it's not there.
Still not there. There's got to be something. There's a way to clear the cache for the site. It could be just it. I can show you how to do that after. So what?
I don't know how to do that, jackass.
You do? I don't believe you. Just a moment.
Hey, you said you take out silences, and you challenged me, so this is your fault, not mine.
I do take out silences, so it'll sound like you did it very quickly.
Sure. Face.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to say, so it begins on August 20th, 1 p.m. our time. Live stream a day earlier in the week than usual, so don't miss it. I wonder why they're doing it early. Interesting. They're going to cover all the details, and then they're going to do the Q&A. Twitch drops enabled, and then it comes out on August 29th at 1 p.m. our time. 29th. Oh, so 2 weeks from now. Cool.
Just relogging back into Trello here.
Well, see, that's why I asked, because if you did know how to do it just for that site, then you wouldn't have had to log back in.
Oh, I'm fine to do it. I do that all the time. Figure it all out. There it is. Hey, GGG. Yeah, did it. Now I know what the countdown's for. The Third Edict.
Yeah, that's cool. That's exciting. I did watch the video only because I saw it this morning on our Discord, which if you're not in there, you should be in there. Pop in and
31
say hello.
seconds.
Yes. I'm sure this is in your. Sorry, I just opened our Discord, and I just happen to be on the general tab, and I see a ridiculous ping from Dr. Anus trying to get both you and I, which the ping didn't work, but I'm not going to lie, the GIF
The distraction worked. I'm not checking till after.
You should watch it. It's funny. All right. So that's this week in PoE. Obviously, we're going to talk about that. I didn't actually click on any other. You did it.
I love that. It's like, what are we going to talk about?
Well,
like you said, obviously we're going to talk about that. Like, obviously, there's stuff to talk about. But when it comes to that, it's like, so just.
Well, we're not breaking it down frame by frame. I can tell you that much.
Did you see that video? Wow.
Well,
so Third Edict.
Did you
That's
have more
obviously
this
the
week in
thing
PoE?
from the stuff.
Yeah. Did you have more?
Also, you made a promise for me that I was going to play Path of Exile 2 this past week. I didn't.
I'm tired of standing up for you. Had it.
Standing up for me. Get out of here, space engineers.
You still didn't?
No, I didn't. I've been writing and I've been enjoying it. But
don't space engineers me. I'm not the one who said I was going to play PoE 2.
You said I was going to play PoE 2.
You were going to play PoE 2.
I said I wanted to play PoE 2, and then you said I promised Tyler was going to play PoE 2.
Well, I don't know if that's true, but
and then you said don't break their hearts, Tyler.
And you did. So you didn't play PoE 2 because you were going to test something.
I've been writing,
check. Okay.
And I need a game that I can simulate in the background.
Yeah, they don't go well together.
Path of Exile 2 while I write now. I can't. No. So it's Madden or Sims, and I was into Sims for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Madden.
All right, fine.
Simulate my defense on slow, so it gives me some time. I play the offense, which gives me a nice break from, and then I come back to it. And I'm like, oh, right. Why didn't I just say this instead? And so then I type that out. It's good. We're buddies. EA is still EA. Hate EA. But
you write on your laptop?
Yeah. Or on my phone, whichever. It's just Google Docs.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
So that's what I did. No, I didn't. But just the Third Edict. So obviously,
well, now we at least have stuff to talk about moving forward because we're going to have this. Next week, we're going to have the reveal. And then it's we probably won't record till after we play some PoE 2 on the 29th, most likely.
Any idea what the first or the second edict are?
So, no. But it also sounds cooler, the third. Mm-hmm. Like the first edict, no. The second edict, but then what was the first one? But the third edict, you could be like, don't worry about 1 and 2. It just sounds cool.
Yeah, you know what? Those were learning experiences. But this edict, this one's going to be the one that saves. Is it wraeclast or humanity? What did they say?
Well, I have a question.
What? I was curious
GGG. What the official term for edict is. An official order or proclamation issued by a person in authority. I can't think of what the first or second one would be, but I'm sure there's probably been one.
Hang on.
What are you doing?
It does. It says save humanity.
That would make sense because at the end of the Act 3, there's that massive like you're going back in time to get Doriani to come into the future with you to try and save the current people because his people are lost. And then there's that massive flash that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it has something. There's obviously a storyline to me, at least, that follows that because it looked like Doriani. They like dropped something. It looked like his arena at the very beginning of the movie. I would I don't know if it's my hope or my guess. My hope or my guess is that maybe there's some more acts coming, which would be kind of cool. If I'm totally honest, and I know I beat this into the bush so much before, though, I hope there's some change in pace for getting to Endgame. So
what do you do if you're GGG and you can only release the 4th act right now?
Right.
So do you just make it like, do you make people now do 4 acts twice? Do you just be like, okay, you know what? Let's just really amp up the XP in Act 4 and then just make them do it once.
Right.
Because you're kind of at that stage now where they've obviously heard the criticism for the length of the campaign. We're not the only ones. We have a lot of representation with our community from a lot of different types of players. So I would like to think that our community is a nice balance of, like, our community definitely does not agree with each other.
No.
But if you want a place where you can disagree with each other, and it's
In
not
a
a
nice
fight to
way.
the death,
That's right.
and not everybody's going to be a dick to you, feel free to join.
Yeah,
But
Discord.
it's just one of those things where it's like, I mean, maybe they do have the other acts coming out, because it has been like they haven't had any addition to the acts. They've modified some things like the size of the areas, but they haven't done anything since December for the acts. So maybe, I mean, I don't know. That'd be tricky.
You
Right?
bring up a good
Because-
point, because they do make it hard on themselves now that they've gone with this new idea of we have a release date. It's what the content is that's available. But acts are a difficult thing to balance that around, because if only one act is ready, what do you do then? Because how does a
Right.
player get to the end game at a pertinent level that they need to be?
And if you decide to like increase the XP, if you decide to, let's say you only release one act and you really don't want people to have to now do 8 acts, right? 4 acts times 2. So let's say you do something, modify it so that act 4 you level up quickly, or whatever other cool idea they come up with, because they are very creative. They've blown our minds many times with stuff like that. But if you go that other route where you just do the 4 acts and you do something else to make the user ready for endgame, that's going to open the door for, why can't you do that anyway?
Well, my
You know what I
suggestion
mean?
is that
Like,
you
that
do the
you
4
use
acts
whatever-
and then you go to maps, and it's just you're mapping at a lower level. But you're right, because people have brought that up before. We've had conversations about that in our Discord too. Like, let me map from level 10 at a different difficulty as it scales up. That to me would be the better option, though. Let me go through the 4 acts, and then all of a sudden you're going into whatever the story is. I don't know how that. I also don't care if the story matches up. I don't care if at the end of Act 4 you take me back to the storyline of Act 3 and Doriani's there doing his thing. I'm fine with that.
Totally. Like, or if
Okay
you're
with
like, remember when we used to watch Saturday morning cartoons, and then there was this like claymation or animated dog, and there's a brick wall behind, and there's like a fire hydrant there, and the dog is like, after these messages, then it like pees on the hydrant. We'll be right back. I wouldn't even care if they have that, like something just like that they make for themselves. Like, you do your acts, and then you have this little clip like, ho, 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 it's to be continued. And then all of a sudden you're magically in endgame.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about that. It's beta. But all I'm saying is, like, I don't, like, if they do anything besides the continuous grind that does match up without any cheats, without any acceleration, without any whatevers, that's going to open the door for, why can't you just do that for me on my second character or my third character? Why does it have to be the grind?
But if you come out with a 4th act and you make me do 8,
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Because
I'm gonna lose
all
my
that
mind.
stuff that they want to test, because they're very focused on endgame as well.
Sure.
You're messing yourself up. So maybe that's where their hands are tied, and they don't release acts until you have enough acts to not have to repeat the campaign.
Right, which it means that it's very possible this has nothing to do with any new acts at all. It just seemed odd, the timing of like how they talk about saving humanity, and the flash of light looked very similar to the end of Act 3. That's what made me sort of think that there was more acts coming, but they have said that they are sticking to a timeline, not a content-based timeline. So what we have to assume, or I'm going to assume, is that means that whatever comes out now is at least fleshed out. It's at least at a point where, you know what I mean? Like, this is content. They're not still I mean, they're always actively working on stuff, but we're not seeing something that's like not fully done yet. And it would be surprising to me if they had all 4, 5, and 6 done.
I guess we don't even know how many acts there's going to be, because the number of acts, as far as I can remember, which is definitely not something to rely upon, but the last time I remember them mentioning the number of acts that would be in the game was at the first ExileCon. And when they were talking about a joint campaign or separate campaigns for a joint endgame having the same, like, they weren't separate games at that point. That was the last time that they said something like, okay, yeah, there's only going to be 6 or 7, I forget what it was, acts, but it's going to be roughly the same duration as the same. And then they were answering all the pointless questions about like, oh, and don't worry, there's going to be the same amount of skill points and all that between each, and you're going to get the same XP. Like, they'll just be longer acts, but it'll be the same duration. Like that's the last time I heard about the actual number of acts. And I'm curious to see, because like they are very, like, unfortunately you and I are, it's not that we're apathetic towards the lore. It's just, it's a lot of extra effort to know the lore. And so we've never gotten around to learning the lore.
Just the basics.
But they put from the people that do pay attention to the lore and go out of their way for the lore, it's amazing how much effort they put into it and where the continuity is, where you can discover things, how much foreshadowing there is in the smallest and most wonderful places in the world. That being said, because they care so much about lore, how they tell the story is important. Like, how much of the story can you change if you find that the campaign's getting too long? I'm curious. Not a criticism, because I love a good story. I mean, I'm trying to write a story on my own, right? I love a good story. But then, of course, there's the business of campaign, right? The actual business side of it, not the gameplay aspect of it. So I'm really curious the direction that they go with it and what they have planned, and if they care about Path of Exile 1 comparisons at all. I think the safest bet would be to, who cares how long Path of Exile 1 takes? This is a new game, new everything. And
Path of Exile 2.
Kind of, yeah, with the exception of we're sharing a website, let's cut the umbilical cord.
I definitely like the idea of playing more acts, because like as much as I do not like the process of completing acts to get to maps, that first playthrough is kind of cool. Like that, it was fun doing that in PoE 2, and seeing the different things that they design. I just find them too long. And then when you're talking about the game, Path of Exile is not a one-time play game. It is a repeatable over and over and over game. And so I don't mind being in those acts to re-level, just not if it takes as long as it currently does. So yeah, I am curious, because you bring up a good point of, if they come out with only the 4th act, which is completely fine, what do you do at the end of the 4th act? Like, do you somehow get the character into mapping? And if you do,
good luck.
Well, you could argue that it's, yeah, no, it is actually a great point. Because I was going to say, you could argue that it's like, well, it's there now, so you can go and do it. And then when we have the 5th act, it'll move on to the 5th, and then the 6th finally get you to it. It will still, no matter what, it will still cause a problem for me if 1, 2, and 3 are still as long as they are, because that is still a relatively lengthy time. I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with that. But we'll find out in 5 days, 2 hours and 17 minutes.
Very true. Now, I thought this was really neat, but I didn't save it, and I should have. I wasn't thinking about the podcast when I saw it. I was thinking about it as a fan. So just a minute.
What was it regarding?
There was a comment.
Was it regarding Toda? Because that's what I was going to bring up with you.
Yes. Did you save the comment? Oh, okay, good.
No.
Manway, I wanted to show you out. So excellent. Manway. I've never actually asked how to pronounce your name, but I love it. So, okay.
It was a spoken piece from Toda in Path of Exile 1.
Right. And I don't know if that is Toda in the game still or no?
No, it's not.
Okay, so that was just during the league back then. So I'll read it anyway for everyone else. But thank you, Manway, for posting this, because I thought this was really cool. So Hinakora is saying this. For once, chaos is not the enemy. Imagine that. They see you for what you truly are. Like I do. Seek his servant. Before that, or after that, I cannot tell. The Marauder will test you. You will undergo 3 challenges, and we will be the 3rd. You must prove yourself, or else you won't. And I thought that was interesting. Like, there will be 3 challenges, and of course, we will be the 3rd. Like, that's the
you thought it was interesting because it's cool for lore, but you were like, no.
Well, that's exactly it. Like, I've been very vocal about my, I think, all
love of Toda.
Well, just the
ascending,
the lab experience. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ascending, the first version that you get to ascend, I hate. Second version that I get to ascend, I hate. And the 3rd version, if that's what it is, I hate. And I constantly go back to, like, for anybody that played the first Assassin's Creed, right? Now, it was monotonous for a lot of people, and the Assassin's Creed franchise blew up after that in a negative way, in my opinion. But it was a really cool and groundbreaking game. And it's one of those games where it was done like a game would be in the early 2000s, where it's like it's an action game, but you unlock your skills slowly and slowly and slowly. But you get so excited for learning these new techniques and these new skills, and you're going around this whole open world using your newfound skills. And then when it comes to the very end of the game, just for the sake of story, you're not using any skills that you've unlocked. Everything that you've been playing the game for, the whole reason you bought the game, everything that excited you from the trailers and gameplay releases, all that kind of stuff. The most epic of battles, you don't do any of it. You don't use any of them. You have this tool that you use instead. And it's basically like, hey, this is the character you really wanted to play, but you're just going to do this instead for the story related reasons. And I constantly think of stuff like that when I think of the 3 methods, even when I go back to lab for Path of Exile 1. At least with lab, I could use the character I'm building to ascend. But with the 2 that are currently in the game, there's portions of my skill that I can use, but I don't feel like I'm actually using the build that I have to level up. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's parts where I actually have to interact with the game, but I feel like I'm like having to do these weird mini games that have nothing to do with my character. And sweet, okay, it's like, I don't know, like in Divinity, you know, when you play either of the Divinity games, you have your character, but if there's like these puzzles, like go stand on this brick or go twist that thing, well, it doesn't matter what build I have to twist that or stand on this, right? And that's kind of what I feel like the first 2 trials are. And Toda is no different. It's a MOBA game, right? So I don't know. It's just weird. I really hope Toda's not the experience. I love that. Like, I love how long that stuff's planned out. I just wish it was stuff that I liked, right? So hopefully that's not the case. But yes, you bring up a really good point that you haven't brought up yet. But bringing out one more act is likely bringing out the 3rd way to level or to ascend.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. When I look back at lab, and obviously in PoE 1, lab was for us not our favorite thing to have to go through. The difference was, and we talked about this at length, and you just mentioned it too, there was almost nothing build breaking in lab, aside from the odd, you know, if you had a build that maybe didn't regen health, then you had to definitely think of things a little bit differently in lab just because of the traps. But other than that, lab never, your build was dependent on you completing lab.
Right. And the criticism was that traps existed, really, because there's not really traps anywhere else except for lab. So that was the part that's the most frustrating.
Well, I didn't mind that those were there. It's just that they didn't break much in the way of builds. They were just incredibly annoying to deal with.
Well, that's right. But they just weren't, it wasn't a gameplay element that was fun, the traps, right? That's not why you're playing. You're playing to annihilate enemies.
The current 2 versions they have for ascending, well, I can do them. They have very little to do with my build, or they are introducing too many options to brick my build. And that's what is not fun about them, is that if they wanted to keep with what they're doing, the problem for me is they've introduced too many elements that could make my build not work. And then what am I supposed to do? I'm just supposed to start it over and hope I get a better roll of the dice. Toda is like, the thing with, it's so weird to me because what's the first one? Trial of Sekima. Trial of Sekima eventually, especially if you're talking just for ascending, Trial of Sekima, if you play Trial of Sekima becomes much easier to do in subsequent versions of it or runs of it, because you get the correct artifacts or whatever they're called, the vials, whatever they are. You get your thing built out to make it easier. Toda from PoE 1 was the same way. Toda was very difficult until you played Toda a lot and got all of the right pieces in place to be able to make it so that you could sometimes get it a little bit easier, minus the stupid turtles and stuff that they had. But it didn't have anything to do with my build. It just meant I had to play it a lot to unlock the stuff that I want. And I think one of the things sometimes Path of Exile has done in the past, at least for sure, not always, but they have done it for sure, is it sometimes feels like they forget that they're an ARPG, like that it is an action role-playing game. I want to kill a bunch of monsters and level up. I sometimes don't feel like that's always the direction they go in, and sometimes they find a way to make it work. Like I actually don't mind Blight. but Blight is not an ARPG experience. It's a tower building experience. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Toda coming out, especially if that's the third way to ascend, only because it takes me away from my character building and puts me into, like you called it, a mini game to try and get my ascension. And maybe there's a way to eventually get it to the point where it's easier, but like I don't want to.
The entire point of classes, starting points on your tree, it all revolves around what ascendancy you're going to be, which means it all revolves around these mini games that have very little to do with why I originally started playing this game. You know, like people can argue, oh, well, it uses this part of your build or this part of your build or this part of your build. But when you're looking at, like, let's say you've never heard of Path of Exile and you see one of their promo trailers, it's not like, oh, sweet, man, I've been looking for a MOBA. It's like, oh, man, I've been really, really looking forward to this.
Roguelike.
Was it roguelike? Right? Like, that's not why you come in to play the game. So if you like roguelikes, okay, but there's also other roguelikes you can play. I don't know if this is still relevant. I don't know if they still agree with it. Maybe it was just an offhand comment to not take seriously. But one of the GGG employees a while ago, when they were getting interviewed, said if you're looking for the like classic leveling experience while you're ascending, that's the second one with the Trial Master. And I hate that so much.
Which you could argue is true, but it's only true because of what else exists. You know what I mean?
In comparison,
it
makes it the most relevant, but
it's still not.
The things that you have to fight in combat. I'm not talking monsters. I'm talking the choices and the options you have.
Yeah,
that's odd.
They are breaking sometimes to builds. They are completely breaking to the point where there's no good option and you just have to restart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of that stuff.
No. I was. I understand that the trailer that we saw was just an announcement of an announcement. But I guess I've been so passionate and excited for, and just really wanting to like the game more and be motivated to play, that I was disappointed that it was just a teaser. Like I saw it was 30 seconds. I'm like, oh,
what did you
it's
want?
not going to be that. Well, I don't know why.
Days,
like, and it's not a criticism because that's what it is. It's a teaser. It's an announcement of an announcement of an announcement. But I was hoping it would be like the kind where they have, I guess, just their actual trailer. You know what I mean?
Where
it was
in
like
5 days.
Right. The 3 new ascendancies, character revamp. Like, I don't know, just like that lists of things that they were going to do. But of course, that's what they actually have at the reveal. Then they take you through the 1.5 hour thing. So I was like, and it's not their fault. Again, that's just me.
You're just too excited
being out. I am. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do. I know everybody else is. Our Discord has been talking about it a little bit as well, where it's, I'm really curious what they're going to do. This is the first one they've had with this new plan of scheduling and development planning.
Mm-hmm.
It's now whatever they choose not to put out for this big patch will have now waited an entire year since beta was officially launched. So there's just lots of big changes. I'm curious to see what it is that they still have. Like, even if it's not coming out for this August release, I'm really curious to hear what they're working on as well.
If we get that, though. I mean, they're not much of a roadmap group.
No, they're not.
So I would imagine you would probably, I have never, well, I shouldn't say never. I very rarely get to watch the Q&As. I would bet you get more of that in those, where Ziggy probably pushes that, if he's allowed to, a little bit more as to like, well, what's working or what's happening, what's coming.
There was a comment in the video, but again, for listeners, remember, Justin and I do not pay attention to lore. Like, we pay attention to like what's said in the middle of battle. We don't go out of our way to listen to anything. So maybe the answers to this are obvious, or maybe it's not even a conversation, but it is to Justin and I. But when the character in the video is saying, we're going to save humanity, like, we're not just talking wraeclast.
Which is the conversation happening at the end of Act 3. That's why.
With Doriani.
Yes.
And that's where the time traveling is happening with Alva. But there's been nothing like that outside of this, right? Like, it was always just about the country of wraeclast, right? Or the continent of wraeclast.
Mm-hmm.
It was never about humanity. Like, even the Beast and Malachi, it was all about wraeclast. It wasn't about like actual.
Yeah, you never really had much conversation outside of wraeclast that I can remember. in PoE 1. I'm sure there was. There's no way we're right because we don't pay enough attention to it.
I think to be honest, like you get to Shaper and Elder. I'm sure that was
Shaper
probably
was the one
more
I was
humanity.
Thinking. I was just thinking Shaper going like, there probably was a conversation because we're like in space. So it seems odd that we're going to space to save wraeclast only. But
yeah, and you go all the way back to like how you modified synthesis.
Right.
Yeah. And that massive world. So I'm sure there was like humanity stuff mentioned there, but it's interesting where they're going. Like, I'm curious how they're going to bring this back down to a local story and have people care, because there's something in my mind that's clicking. That's like that's what they wanted. I remember, and this was back in the Wraeclast days. So it's been a bit now, but this was around the time where, they're introducing, what was it? It was like the 3.0 kind of time frame, and just after where, you're dealing with defeating Kitava. Right. And there was the thing like we're defeating like bosses, which seem epic. But then we go from like this small little world of being cast on a beach to now we're defeating gods like Tukulhama and Kitava. And it's like, what happened to the small story? Why are we all of a sudden doing that? And then I remember, I forget which GG employee it was, but then it's like, yeah, I know. And then like they like their story, but they're like, yeah, we're going to try and rein it in a bit. And, they kind of acknowledged it, not like it was a problem. It was just that's the direction they went, but they were trying to rein it in a bit. But of course, your 10 acts are already out. You can't take away Kitava and Tukulhama and all that other kind of stuff, right? I mean, you're now like dealing with the Pantheon, right? Like that is, you're defeating some of these much bigger beings than Malachi itself. And so I'm just curious how you go from that and try and dial it down with what's going on in Path 2, right? Because now you have Shaper, right? You have Elder, you have the Guardians, and what are the other ones called? Not the Guardians, the Conquerors, and Cyrus. Like it's just big. And so now you go like through 20, 30, 40 years later or whatever it is, and you come back down to Gregory, right? And you come back a little bit farther down and down. Sure, Doriani's getting pretty big, but still person, right? So I'm just curious how they're going to bring it
was
down.
the time travel part.
Sure.
Yeah.
But then so now it's like, okay, we're like, I'm like, okay, they found a way to make it small. They found a way to make it small. Maybe that's not their goal. Maybe that acknowledgement to whatever it was, maybe they don't care. But that's just not the impression that I got. So, okay, now it's small. But then at the end of Doriani, it's like humanity. And now this one's doubling down on humanity. So I'm just curious where they go.
Maybe he just thinks of wraeclast as humanity. Maybe that's his world. You know what I mean? Maybe they just think of wraeclast as their world. Oh, I saw you look. Was there a beep? I thought I heard a beep at the same time you looked.
There was a beep, but I didn't look for that. I was looking at my clock. It was making the one that I made that
you
I hate, but
it's screen for a second.
No, it was the clock. The second hand jammed. But what if they just get rid of wraeclast? Like by the end of all this, Doriani's like, you know what? I don't get a home. Nobody gets a home. We're going to star jumping from this point forward. And then so it's just all like,
I like wraeclast. I like keeping it within there. I don't care if they call it humanity. Maybe they are saving the rest of the world, but I don't know. I do agree. I like the smaller sort of setting with maybe some spurts of the time travel stuff, or going to fight Shaper in the skies. But yeah, I don't know. I also don't care. Let me just kill a bunch of enemies and collect loot.
Exactly. But no, anyway, like that was just a curiosity. I'm just curious because I was just remembering what they were saying from before and then what's happening here. And of course, we don't know what the whole story is going to be like here. And I'm really excited for the storytellers at GGG, because as soon as those, and I know like, GGG is going to get, dragged over the coals because gameplay is this and builds are that and time and all this. But like the storytellers, the story's the story, no matter what happens with gameplay. And I hope people, even if it doesn't come out the way that like gameplay wise, that's making it exciting, I really hope that the storytellers aren't robbed of how cool their story is. You know what I mean? I hope there's still enough recognition from the community there that's like, oh, wow, that's so cool. You know what I mean?
I thought what they did with the PoE 1 League, I loved the story at the end game. The Zana, Aemon, whatever arc that they had. I love that. That storytelling side of it was very cool and extremely well done. But it also made me wonder how it's tying into PoE 2, because I feel like there is a direction.
That's right, because they did say that the sequel is what, 2, 3, 4 decades after.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like all of a sudden now you're disconnecting the story. Everything you do in PoE 1 is going to connect to Path 2.
Very hard to have an ongoing Path of Exile 1 like expansion plan for even endgame stuff if the story like it's either going to be really drawn out or it's going to catch up to where the story happened in PoE 2. But it'll be fun to see. I'm excited to see this in 5 days, 1 hour and 58 minutes. I still have it up.
And you know what? If you go to Path of Exile 2, after you've cleared your cache, you also get to know what it's about.
Yeah. Right. Not just to
you
find
get to know
more.
what the countdown's for.
All right. That's fun. We're going to wrap this up. Third Edict coming out next week. We'll be chatting about it.
Oh, Third Edict. I thought you were doing another dink joke.
Third Edict?
I don't know. All I heard was dink. You mumbled, you slurred through like my family. You're probably the one that's stealing my family away.
Okay. I now agree with all of your family.
I can give you some slack. You're heavily drugged.
I'm drugged, but I think your brain's shutting down.
Well, yeah. But I can't control that.
All right, let's wrap this up. Forever Exiled. I'm Justin AK Tags.
And I'm Tyler, Wrecker of Days.
Patrons will see you in After Dark. Everybody else will see you next week after the announcement of the Third Edict is out and we've all watched it and we get to talk about it. If you look for more information, we got a website, foreverexiled.com. We have a very fun Discord. Pop in there and say hello. And Patreon and other ways to support the podcast. You'll find them all over the place. See ya.
Should I make the title Third Edict?
No.
I know, I won't.
But
I should.